Hey guys, it's Laura Godwin, your SCENTSY Superstar Director. So, I'm coming to you with some fresh Monday motivation. So school starts in less than a month for most of us, and it's about to be a pretty busy time as you're shuffling kids off to school, getting school clothes, and back into, the craziness of a school year. Gone are those lazy summer days that we all enjoy. Plus, there's lots of things going on in our SCENTSY business, and that includes, the trip points for the amazing incentive trip that is about to get underway. We've got a transition month coming up, a sale month. Things are shifting. We're going to be discontinuing some things. We're going to be adding some new things, and you've got to put it all together. And it's a big task, right? So, I want to come to you with a little bit of inspiration, maybe things that you've already, put into practice, but maybe had a hard time following through, or maybe things that you've wanted to do for a long time, but never really, picked that starting point and just did it. So let's do it together. Ready? Because you know what? When you are trying to run a home and run a family and run a business, it can get a little bit stressful and it can get overwhelming. And you're smart. When we get to that place, you're smart and you do the right thing and you let go of the things that can be let go of, and that would be your SCENTSY business, but you don't want to let go of it. You do it out of a sense of, survival, right? I've been there. I have been there. And if I don't watch myself, I'll get to that place again where I have to put something that I love on the back burner because I haven't planned well, or I haven't, found a routine and a structure that works for me. So let's face it. We have these businesses that we see the amazing opportunity, but we want to be fair to our families. And a lot of times, I know in my life, I've looked back and I've made these milestones with SCENTSY, but maybe that particular week, my family's had to eat sandwiches too many times. Or I may feel like an amazing rock star in my business and my customers are happy and I hit, my milestone or my goal with my PRV and I got that new recruit that month, but my house looks awful. I mean, I get hyperventilating whenever I walk in the front door because I'm like, there's dust and laundry's not done, and it's like I feel so great in one area and I feel like such a failure in another. Have you been there? Maybe it's just me, but I have been there more times than I can count. And so for me, it helps to really get a game plan. And that's what this video is all about, helping you get a game plan for the craziness of life, right? So I want to dive in to some tips and to some ideas that has been shared with me by some amazing rock stars in the SCENTSY journey of mine. Things that people have shared with me that's really made life more complete. And I feel like that I haven't had to sacrifice something that's really important to me to achieve success with SCENTSY. So I know that's your goal too, so let's dive into this. And I just want to preface everything that I'm about to say by telling you that if it seems overwhelming to do all of these ideas at once, then don't do them all at once. Pick one just this week. Start incorporating it. Get it down. And then next week, next Monday, if you're ready, pick up another one. But if you're not, just keep on going with whatever you first introduced. And then when you're ready, pick up another one. And then maybe the following week, you'll be ready to get that third idea. So just start with the one that you feel like you have the most need of. And then when you're ready, pick up another one. And hopefully by the time those kids get off to school and life starts really going fast for you, you'll be in a different place and you'll be more prepared for it. That's the goal anyway, right? Okay, so one of the first things that I hear from consultants all over is, Laura, when I do a home party or when I come to a team meeting or even when I go upstairs to watch a training call, I feel so guilty because that's time away from my family. And I want to tell you that that's a normal feeling because, business owners all over the world, sometimes they have to make those sacrifices. But the issue or the goal is that we don't make that sacrifice too much. So by getting a little bit more proactive and smarter with our time, then we won't have that guilty feeling so much. One of the first things that I worried about in my Scentsy business was I was doing these home parties. I tried to schedule one every single week. Whether it's a basket party or a home party, I've got an event on the books every week of the month. And I can remember early on in my Scentsy business, I had such an amazing husband. I still do. But I would, like rush out the door after working all day. And I would just be like, there's sandwich stuff, or, thaw something out, or there's frozen pizzas in the freezer. I mean, really, I'd given no thought to it. And I am lucky that he didn't absolutely resent Scentsy, because he should have. Because I was putting my Scentsy party before the needs of my family. And my first obligation is to make sure they're taken care of. So one of the first things that I had to get down was a routine about my cooking. I hate to cook. So if something can be put on the back burner, I'm going to get out of cooking any chance that I can. And so it really became a weak spot in my life and in my family, and I didn't like it about myself. My husband never complained, but I knew it had to change. So I developed a little system that worked for me. I just made it up, and I've had good success, so much that 5.5 years later, I'm still using the same idea. What I do is my cooking days are Monday and Thursday, and don't get jealous because I'm going to share it with you too, but I only have to cook Monday and Thursdays each week, and I'm going to share with you how I do it real fast, and I hope that you can adapt it for your own family, but if not, then I hope you find something that works for you. Here's what I do. On Monday and on Thursday, I cook a meal, but I double cook it. So basically, if it's something that I can freeze, I'll make 2 of them, and then I'll know that, in 2 or 3 weeks, whenever we're, ready for that meal again, then all I have to do is thaw it. I also will double cook, and what I mean by that is I will, like if we're having spaghetti on Monday, then I'll go ahead and brown, twice the hamburger meat, so that on, the next night all I have to do is chop up some vegetables and we'll have tacos with it. So, the meat's already prepared, and all I have to do is, spend 10 minutes in the kitchen and we have a fabulous dinner ready, right? So I'll brown twice the hamburger meat that I need on Monday. I call it double cooking, but it's really not. It's just smart cooking. Wednesday, we either go out to eat, or we do have sandwiches or something fast, like unhealthy things like frozen pizza or corn dogs, or maybe a frozen meal that I've prepared in weeks prior. Thursday is my cook day again. I may do something like baked chicken, and then go ahead and bake twice as much chicken as I need, and then maybe on Friday all I have to do is add some pasta and some broccoli, and we'll have chicken pasta. So those are some ideas of double cooking. Making a little bit more than what you need so that you're being proactive. Most of my events are on the weekends, so it's very important that I go ahead and cook on Mondays and Thursdays, and then that way I don't feel guilty whenever I have to be gone on Saturday. We have leftovers. Saturday is another one of those, just fend for yourself type day, because we're all usually going, or we eat out. Sundays, I'm fortunate to have an amazing mother-in-law that invites us over on Sundays, so Sunday's an easy day for me. So get smart. Be proactive. Don't wait till the last minute and then fret about it. I love to use the website yummily.com. It's yummly.com. It's great because I'm a bad cook, I've already said, and so I'll type in black beans because I just happen to look in the cabinet and I'll have black beans. I'm like, what in the heck do I do with black beans? Well, you can type that into the website and it will give you this amazing selection of recipes that incorporate black beans. You can type in, black beans chicken. It'll filter the recipes for you and give you a fabulous idea of what you can do with black beans and chicken. Anyway, they also have filter options like sweet, sour, what time of the day. Oh my gosh, you're gonna have so much fun. I hope you go and check out that website. It's really saved me a lot of time and effort, and I feel creative, more creative. Cooking's not my thing, so I spend a lot of time on that one because I feel like everybody hates it as much as I do. The next thing is cleaning. Oh, how guilty I feel whenever I've been doing a show, a little market or something, and I come back home and I've given 8 hours to my Scentsy business, and my house looks like I've neglected it for 8 weeks. You've been there? I have, and it's an awful feeling. So on realsimple.com, they have some really neat, I mean, you know, pretty much every other blog has an idea of how to make a list, a cleaning checklist or whatever. Do whatever you need to do. When I started SCENTSY, there wasn't a lot of blogs out there or that I knew about, and so I made my own, and it was just on a post-it note, and it was really embarrassing that I had to do this, but you know, I really needed to get to the place where I knew that if I could just spend 10 minutes a day keeping up with the house, then I wouldn't feel so guilty on those days that I had to skip it. And so I got into a routine. I wrote down the 5 top things that I had to do every week, whether it was, you know, dusting or the shower or, you know, toilets, whatever. And I vowed that I would spend 10 minutes a day on the house, and you'd be surprised how much better you'll feel when you do that. Also enlist help. Your kids need to know how it feels to pitch in and make a household run efficiently. You're not preparing them for their own adult life if you shield them from that responsibility. Luke is 7, and since he was 5, he's had household chores that were age appropriate. So I'm not asking him to spend, you know, an hour a day helping me around the house, but there are certain things that he does that he knows are his responsibility. And he knows that it makes the world go round. I don't pay him for doing it. He just knows that this is what we all have to do. I have my mommy chores that I don't get paid for doing. Daddy has his daddy chores that, you know, he keeps up with. And we work together to make a pretty rockin' household, right? Good business owners know how to delegate responsibility and delegate tasks. And so I'm kind of switching gears from your home chores to your SCENTSY chores, okay? And you'll never have a good business unless you realize that there needs to be a delicate balance there. It was a big deal for me to have to get help because I'm such a, I don't know, a do-it-myself type person. I feel like I can just juggle everything. And I was staying up till 2 o'clock in the evening. I mean, that's in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. And then I was getting up and leaving the house at 6:30, 7 o'clock to take, you know, just and do, you know, I taught piano at a school, and it was just crazy. I was really running myself crazy. And I can remember my director saying, Laura, is there not some little preteen in your church that would love a SCENTSY something in exchange for, you know, spending an hour at your house and getting to label all those bars? Wouldn't she think that was pretty fun? A good trade-off, you know? And I thought, oh my gosh, there are people in my life that would love to trade SCENTSY for, you know, spending 30 minutes at my house doing something with my SCENTSY, labeling my catalogs, stapling business cards to my catalogs, you know, putting stickers on the products, organizing my products, putting things on shelves, you know. Well, not half, but so much that we get is free or half price or, you know, just an incredible deal. And so I think if we can use some of that product to work for us and to help us out, whether you've got someone coming over and helping you with the dishes or maybe cooking for you or cleaning, whatever you do, but also in your SCENTSY business, there's a lot of responsibilities that you have that you could, you know, just delegate. It's a big deal. One thing that I wanted to also motivate you to do is to get in the routine of having a power hour. This will make a big difference as you jump into the school year. You're going to have homework to deal with. You're going to have, you know, laundry at midnight to deal with. You're going to have projects to deal with. And if you can get into the routine of having a power hour for your SCENTSY business every day, then you're not going to have to sacrifice, you know, the progress in your business for your family's well-being. So my power hour is usually different depending on the week of the month, but what I want to challenge you to do is to write down 5 things at the end of each day that you know need to be done. And then when you sit down for your power hour in your SCENTSY business, or even your 30 minutes if the day is crazy, then I want you to start with those 5 things. And it may be even 3 things. But When you check those off, then spend time doing something else. And you're going to feel so much more successful and accomplished, and you're not going to feel so crazy on those days whenever, you know, the sports game runs late and you're not able to have a power hour one day. You're going to feel a little bit more together, a lot more together. So I want you to incorporate a power hour now. That way when the craziness comes in August, you're going to be ready for it. And it's not going to throw you for a loop. You're going to be used to this routine and the system that you've created, and you're going to feel really, really secure in it. The last thing that I'm going to challenge you to do is to schedule in at least one date night every single month with your spouse. One date night. I think a lot of times when we're business owners, we forget to schedule in those, you know, those events that should be top priority. So just as you're trying to get that one party every single week on the books and that one fundraiser every single month on the books, I also want you to take time to spend time with the ones that you love. So one date night on the books every single month, at least one date night, and 2 family fun nights, or family fun days, or whatever, you know, just even if it's getting in the floor and playing a board game, schedule it in, make it happen. Make sure your family knows that mom's a business owner, dad's a business owner, but they have time for me, and this is important enough for them to put it on their calendar. And she's not going to book a party on that night because that's our family fun night. And that's all I've got for you. So let's go through them again. You're going to get real intentional with your cooking. You're not going to leave your family to fend for themselves, or worst case scenario, you know, they have to go out to eat and spend your hard-earned money. You know, you can't be making money with SCENTSY if they're out spending everything you make at, you know, the local eatery or restaurant because mom didn't prepare. Dad didn't prepare. So make sure that, you know, you're being conscientious about where your money's going, preparing wisely so that, you know, your family doesn't resent your time with SCENTSY. We talked about that. We talked about cleaning. A lot of husbands are really, really picky about, you know, their clothes being washed and the house not being a wreck. And you, once again, you don't want him to resent SCENTSY because, you know, you're gone a lot or things like that. We talked about delegating in all of these categories so that you can be a more proficient and efficient, I guess is the word, and your time is well spent. We also talked about incorporating a power hour, and don't forget to schedule in those times that are the most important, those date nights and those family fun nights. So I hope that this Monday motivation gives you a little bit of inspiration to get yourself into a system and a routine that's going to help you progress in your SCENTSY business and feel successful on every part of your being, because it's no good to win awards with SCENTSY and win trips with SCENTSY at the expense of your family's happiness. So feel good about yourself, feel good about your responsibilities at home, and make some rockin' progress with your SCENTSY business. I hope this Monday motivation was helpful, and I can't wait to hear your progress. Share it with me. Talk to you soon. Bye.